Charlie, Vital Pharmaceuticals went bankrupt. Bang Energy going broke. Oh, no! Oh, goodness. Not Jack Owak. Oh, God. Bang Energy parent company files for bankruptcy. Why? You telling me an absolutely unhinged CEO going rabid and making absolute... I don't even know the right word to describe his claims. Outrageous, I guess? About super creatine and shit? You're telling me that wasn't the recipe for success? And having women dance around and rub themselves over Bang Energy to sell it wasn't enough? You think this is it for Bang? Oh, I have no idea. Vital Pharmaceuticals, though, being the parent company of Bang, does bode poorly, and Bang themselves is locked into a big lawsuit right now with Monster over their super creatine claims, which were just wrong. We need Elon to save the day. That's what Jack Owak needs to do. If he just makes a post on Twitter asking Elon to buy his company out, Elon would probably do it. Jack Owak put out a new video about bankruptcy on YouTube. No way. Oh my god. Is he addressing it head on, or is this him trying to prove the super creatine is real?
Hello and welcome, friends. I'm the CEO of Bang Energy, and I hope this message finds you well and thriving. With all the recent news and everybody from Bloomberg to BevNet being obsessed with Bang Energy, there have been numerous questions regarding super creatine and whether it's real. I can assure you that super creatine is real. Just like creatine monohydrate or any other forms of creatine, super creatine increases free creatine in plasma and blood and muscle.
Oh yeah, if this is your first time seeing Jack Owak, you're in for a wonderful surprise. This man dresses like what every 12-year-old boy in 1994 thought was cool fashion. He has like these awful, awful chains, the worst suits imaginable. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next clip we see him in some parachute pants.
For starters, even Monster's own bought and paid for study showed a rise of creatine levels in human muscles after test subjects consumed super creatine.
CEO Man 3000
in the Monster Commission study. Yeah. Furthermore,
bro, just tell me about the
fact
lawsuit.
That in my opinion, the Monster study was defectively designed to make super creatine look inferior. Super creatine nevertheless elevated creatine levels in human test subjects. What's even more remarkable is that free creatine levels in the blood continue to rise.
Bro, just address the lawsuit. I don't really.
After ingestion.
I don't really
We are
care.
obviously very proud and excited about the Peking study.
You can all. He's criticizing the Monster study for tanking the super creatine results, but he could have very easily had bogus studies on confirming the super creatine results. It's a door that swings both ways. I'd rather he just like address on the nose what's happening with the lawsuit more so than trying to like verify super creatine's real, which I'm going to tell you I don't believe in at all. I don't think there is a fucking shot Jack Owak, this absolute unhinged CEO of Bang, somehow cracked a new improved creatine for Bang Energy. I don't see it, but that's not even what I'm interested in. I just want to see how the lawsuit's going and this company going bankrupt. It's been that way for years. You guys might remember back in... when was it? I think it was the 60s. Can't remember. We even went over it on stream. Back when there was this huge push against sugar. So in order to placate that, companies started hiring labs to do other studies to say, actually, it's not the sugar making everyone fat. It's the fat content. So then they'd start pointing to these studies like, no, sugar is unfairly blamed. It's fat. And for about, like 30 years, people believed it. Fat was vilified by the general populace. And sugar got off scot-free for quite a while.
What about you? In a recent trial against Monster, we were issued a $293 million verdict.
Yeah.
This alone would cause almost any company to file bankruptcy. This, however, does not mean Bang is going out of business. Quite the contrary. Chapter 11.
We're doing better now than ever.
Reorganization to keep our business alive and to pay our creditors over time.
Jack, I'm going to be your business strategist here for a moment. You need to invest in even more chains and more almost nude women to promote Bang. We need to double down in the sectors that are going to make us pop off. And that's you as the influencer face on the YouTube channel and surrounded by all of the Bang Energy women, like rubbing it in their ass crack and all that, That's where we need to put our focus for marketing, and we will survive this, I have no doubt, Jack.
Let me repeat that, my friends. Bang Energy will be doing business as usual.
Amen.
In fact, with our new decentralized distribution system, I believe that you'll be able to find more flavors of Bang Energy in more places than ever before. In addition to our eloquent...
That's not like that's not like the great flex he really thinks it is. The bankruptcy reorganizing isn't a great thing to even spin positively. It's just coming across more sad than anything. But hey, to each their own, baby.
What about you?
Nope.
Creatine monohydrate has terrible
You shouldn't ask me
solubility in
that.
water. I once stirred and left creatine monohydrate in a glass of water overnight, and the creatine monohydrate never dissolved. However, super creatine is highly water soluble and goes into solution within a few minutes. That sounds pretty darn super to me. What about you?
Still no.
Super creatine is stable in a beverage and
Still fucking no. All of this is just easily faked and easily manufactured and manipulated. It's just fucking worthless. It really is. And especially because you're only citing one study. You are still only citing a single study that was performed outside of the US, I'm pretty sure. Who was it? I believe it was Peking Bio. It's for international students taught in Chinese. So it is outside of the US, right? Is it in China?
water stable at room temperature. Other forms of creatine are not stable in water and over time degrade to creatinine. That sounds pretty darn super to me. What about you?
You gotta stop asking me,
This
Jack.
just
Still not.
in. We have preliminary evidence that shows that supercreatine may have a half-life in human plasma for roughly 7 days. Furthermore, supercreatine is made up of roughly 50% L-leucine.
Where was that? You're not gonna cite that one? This just in. I made something else up real quick. Who performed that study?
Furthermore, supercreatine is made up of roughly 50% L-leucine, which is known as the most powerful contributor to muscle protein synthesis out of all essential branched-chain amino acids.
You want to know a fun fact about that one? This claim's not even like super wrong. But you want to know what's interesting? Every fucking drink ever has this in it. It's not like Bang all of a sudden has this chemical X. This shit is found in every fucking drink. It is like one of the most common additives to a drink. Thanks to Resub Rose. He must really think people that drink Bang are stupid.
In fact, no other creatine molecules contain the powerful amino acid L-leucine except for supercreatine.
What are you talking about? What? I don't know. I don't know what the claim he's making in regards to super creatine, but literally every single drink, every single, even not supplements, but the shake stuff, not Soylent, but you guys know what I'm talking about, like the flavor additives, like all that shit has that, all of it, fucking all of it. It's not unique to Bang or super creatine, unless he's somehow using it differently, which I don't think he is.
Hey, this sounds pretty darn super to me. What about you?
No, it sounds standard. Stop asking me that.
Us.
You know where I stand.
Supercreatine. Rodney Sachs
That's not a good
suing me
thing.
Personally, and trying to destroy my family and children by taking away my house and other possessions. It is important to note that we recently filed a mega lawsuit against Monster Energy Drink and Rodney Sachs. This lawsuit refers to more than 120 reports of suspected links between consumption of Monster Energy Drink and serious adverse health events, including 10 heart attacks and roughly 20 deaths.
Let's take a peek at Bang's list of fatalities. I'm sure you're not far behind. Monster is significantly bigger than Bang, but I bet Bang has quite a long list of bodies here. Let's see. Bang-related heart attacks. Still not focusing in on Bang. It just keeps casting the net wider. The reason I want to single out Bang, not only because of the Monster call-out, but Bang has more caffeine. So Bang has 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is a fucking ton. Like, that's a lot. And I think, what does Monster have? Monster has 86. What? Is that right? Oh, 180. Where is this 86 coming from? Oh, this isn't giving me a whole can. I see. Yeah, this wasn't the whole can. It was just giving me like a serving size of the can. So yeah, 160 according to this. So Bang is almost double the caffeine. Let's take this. So they're coming after Monster for heart attacks and adverse health effects. And that's going to be attributed to the caffeine because of like atrial fibrillation, I think is what it's called. From like too much caffeine. I'm going off memory here. And that's at 180, 160 milligrams of caffeine for Monster. Now double that. Bang's in a much worse spot.
We know that Monster has been involved in well over 1,000 lawsuits. Many individuals and companies have been destroyed by Monster, who's now trying to destroy us. Remember, friends, what the great late Albert Einstein said, great spirit.
Caffeine's not correlated with AFib? I thought it was. Again, I'm going off memory. It's something, though. Here, let me at least get it right. What is it then? Caffeine is directly correlated with some kind of heart condition, like too much caffeine. Let me see. It's not often. 94% of physicians agree something, even when its benefits have been demonstrated in randomized clinical trials, such as the use of beta blocker. Oh wait, no, kind of. Focused on 3 types of specific arrhythmias. 1, atrial fibrillation. So it is listed there. But yeah, this is excessive caffeine. This isn't just like one energy drink kind of caffeine, which is what I was saying. Like too much caffeine.
Primarily because of Monster's insistence upon waging war against supercreatine and me personally.
No one wants to go to war with you, Jack. You're too cool,
as we are
too
of
scary.
Supercreatine, I don't know anybody who drinks a Bang energy drink because of supercreatine. Do you? In fact,
that's like your main selling point. What do you mean? Of course there's people that do. Bro, you hype super creatine up like it's like a panacea. There are absolutely people that drink Bang Energy just because of the fucking super creatine claims. What are you talking about? Now you're just blatantly lying. What are you saying? That is your main talking point. Outside of the women shaking their ass and their tits next to a Bang Energy can, the next thing that you try and market is the super creatine. It's like the crux of your strategy.
Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your support. Make no mistake, my friends
like
and loyal supporters, Bang Energy is coming like a freight train and cannot be stopped.
Oh shit, he's ripping on it. That double bass going hard. All right. I would say not the best defense of the massive lawsuit, but it could have been worse. Bang CEO says yes to the dress. Oh, someone recommended that last time and I forgot. They made like their own documentary about themselves. Well, he made his own documentary about himself, and his family were just side characters in it.
My fiance is Jack Owak. We're wildly entertaining when we get together. We're both little kids at heart. He's definitely the man that God put on this earth for me.
Yeah, they're very spiritual. And she couldn't be more right about them being kids at heart. I mean, you need look no further than Jack Owak's fashion. In pretty much everything you ever see him in,
hello and welcome, friends.
He's wearing shit like this. She's on the money. For sure. W drip. It is quite drippy. This man's out here with that super swag style set to ultra. Looking real nice.
About being classy. Definitely want to be covered up here. I came here today to make sure she got the right dress. Most of Megan's clothes, like her jeans today, her shoes, everything, I dressed her in.
Ah, that sounds healthy.
He's my fiance and I want to make him very happy. So I'm open to trying on any different style.
Like, okay, what's your budget?
I'm prepared.
I don't let my wife
to
make her
pay
own
whatever it
decisions.
takes to get that, that
Her budget is what I say it is.
Different mermaid looks here.
It quickly becomes obvious who's looking to take charge.
I'm not feeling it. I want you to try this one on.
I hate lace.
What did you just say? What did you just say to Jack? Don't ever say that again. And especially not in public, you fucking harlot. This is his special day, for God's sake. Let him pick out the dress he wants.
I didn't know what I liked, what I didn't like. I was really just looking at Jack.
Gina,
what an awful fucking relationship. I don't know what I like. I only like what Jack tells me I like. So when I was looking for things, I had no mind of my own except what Jack wanted. God, that's awful. I feel terrible just even hearing that.
Is it gonna have enough room here in the chest area, though?
Yeah, it
Last
probably
time
will.
I looked, this drawer wasn't named Brothels by Jack.
Since the groom already vetoed the bride's choice.
Well,
of
it will be
mermaid,
soon when he buys it. With all the
Flo
money
puts her
Bang's
in a
not
sexy,
making.
Flirty gown. She
But what is Jack?
Oh, he's gonna hate it. He's gonna hate it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's gonna hate it. You harpy, how dare you.
Wow.
I don't want to get married now. I hate the dress. You can see it on his face.
Now tell me how you feel about this.
I really like this, but I want to know what Jack thinks about this dress.
Excessive amounts of ruffles. You know I don't like ruffles.
Is this say yes to the dress or say yes to the breast?
Ooh, he had that one cooking in his back
We need to
pocket.
pull that top up.
Tell us an ideal dress.
You need to speak with my fiance about that.
The ideal dress is something like a white hoodie, perhaps, and with a giant bang chain, perhaps. And I'll even get her maybe a bouquet of flowers to carry around, but only if I can put little bang toppers on them. That's the proper attire.
We're gonna put Meg Liz in a sophisticated sheath gown with embroidered details.
How dare you! Are you out of your mind? This is say yes to the dress, not say yes to fucking tits!
Oh, yeah.
Jack is gonna blow a gasket.
Beautiful.
Is this a joke? Are you not taking his criticism seriously? Jack, I'm so sorry they're doing this to you, man.
Now tell me how
They're
you
not even
feel about
considering
this.
your
I
feelings.
would say like 8.5.
Whoa.
I really like this one.
Scale from 1 to 10.
It's
hit
a
all those
1.
Points.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's bad.
Wow, I thought I had some claws.
Didn't even ask
This
Jack.
fiance, he's making me look like a kitten.
Now
I am sure there are plenty of dresses that allow enough room to breathe and enough room in there for the Lord to come in. We can't be coming out here showing this much skin. As Jack says, it's not skin to win. We're getting married. It's a holy matrimony. There's nothing holy about this dress. Ridiculous. I'm on Team Jack. This is outrageous. Why is his wife making her own decisions again? Why is Jack not back there? Huh? What happened? Jesus Christ. They kick him out? Ugh. This show is very unprofessional.
You gotta stand up for yourself and figure out what you want.
What did you just say? You just said that in front of Jack Owak. Do you realize that? Well, I hope you like being blacklisted for Bang energy drinks. Never getting one of those again.
Maybe we should start looking for the dress that I knew I wanted, the mermaid style.
Finally,
Pardon?
the bride is shopping for herself.
Okay.
Okay, what do we got now?
Mermaid style, blurmaid style, my ass.
Gown with a sweetheart neckline.
If this isn't coming
just
out like a
enough length to
sweatshirt
last
or
it.
like a Letterman jacket, it's a no. Nope. Nope, you fucked it.
Oh my gosh. I love
What are you
this.
not understanding?
This is along the lines of what you want.
Yes. Now I know exactly what I like. My figure looks amazing, and I absolutely love the mermaid style.
Okay, we found a dress.
Mermaids
she
are the work
loves,
of the devil.
But now we need to keep the fiance from throwing a Tootsie Roll in the punch bowl.
I don't know that expression, but that's not happening. There's a Tootsie Roll going right in there.
Gotta go.
That's what I asked.
We keep
Coming in.
showing this one. I had a strong
Get ready to
feeling
fish the
that
Tootsie
this
Roll out of
dress
the punch
might
bowl.
Be my dress, and I realized that I do not want my fiance to change my mind.
You want me to kick him out?
Yes, please. Yeah.
What?
Are y'all ready to see the next dress?
Yes.
Okay, Jack, honey, I got some bad news.
What's that?
Meg absolutely, positively loves this dress.
That's too damn bad. It doesn't matter what she
I think
wants.
it's
This is
gonna
Jack
end up
Owak's
disaster.
wedding.
Kind of wanting to refuse to go, but you know, Lori's running the
God.
show. It's her world. I'm just visiting.
He must have like the stiffest back in the entire East Coast. The way he walks, it's like a robot. Like a Bang android.
She picked the right dress. Beautiful, classy. She rocked.
Oh, they paid him. It's the same kind of dress that he had an issue with before. They softened him up for the show. All staged. No. Of course it's not staged. Actually, to be honest, I bet everything that happened at the shop probably was like a little of Jack leaning into him being the douchebag, but that's just kind of Jack. Like, that is very Jack Owak behavior, to be honest. See Jack Owak coming back with the new energy drink called AI Energy. Is that real? Someone mentioned Jack Owak was coming back, but I don't know what it's called. AI Energy. It's the new venture from Jack Owak, the original founder and creator of Bang, and it aligns itself with the relentless pace of artificial intelligence technology innovation. He really thought just slapping AI on it would get people to be like, oh, it must be something like new and interesting. Does it have the super creatine in it? That was the big thing that got Bang sued into oblivion, is Jack Owak and his stupid super creatine. Not a whole lot of info right now. But Jack Owak's behind it, you know there's gonna be titties. Where there is Jack, the milkers will be following. Yeah, it's the Bang Energy guy. I wonder if he made a YouTube video announcing it. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no, this is Joshua. Does he not use his channel that much? The trailer for the AI Energy is called AI Energy, A New Era for Energy. Oh man, this looks really awesome.
You and I set the beverage industry ablaze, creating the multi-billion-dollar performance energy drink category.
Jack, the only thing you set ablaze was your company, brother. You got blasted. They butt-fucked you, brother. You and your stupid super creatine. It's crazy. This guy, he's like such a cartoon character.
Stoked to bring you AI Energy, my most brilliant and delicious innovation ever. A new experience for a new era. AI Energy.
That was hype. That was hype. I'm gonna have to get me a few cans of that now, clearly. Wow. I like how he keeps talking about, like, how important Bang was. The only reason Bang ever had any market share is because it catered to actual, like, horny teenagers, because all of the marketing was just putting Bang in between the butt cheeks of any model that Jack could get into the DMs of. They did nothing interesting. It was bottom of the barrel slop. And he had the gall to say that it had some made-up garbage in it called super creatine. There's no way he thinks this looks good, right? Oh, he does. He is delusional. Like, fully delusional. This man is high off his own supply. That super creatine has rotted his brain. Have you not... We've already been deep down the Jack Owak rabbit hole. But have you not, like, actually seen or heard from him? Like, this is a clip that put him on the radar for a lot of people. What was the name of the show? It was like Dress My Wife. Like, the dude's just unhinged. And the way he dresses like a GTA character. Does he still have his super creatine videos up? No. I think just Fillion has a few of them, and then here's me making fun of him. Damn, he took it down. But he wears, like, these crazy, like, either pure gold suits with, like, these giant Bang chains. Or he has, like, this really cool purple one, too. Like, he's just a weirdo. Whoa. My breech home birth story. Unmedicated labor and delivery vlog. Can nothing just be private anymore? And why is Jack Owak shirtless like he delivered the baby? Is this his knee right here? What is he doing? Is he squatting, or is that his pec? I can't even tell what I'm looking at. This man's anatomy confuses me. I think he's squatting like on a squatty potty type thing. What does his family content look like? I've got to know. Telling my husband we are pregnant with baby number 6. Emotional. Like, Jack doesn't have human emotions anymore. It's all AI generated in his DNA now.
And argue that in the comments below.
He's still wearing the Bang chain.
But Jordan, there is no Jordan.
This video's a year old. Bang was already blasted to the Shadow Realm by this point. Why is he still wearing it?
Big things come in small boxes, you know, especially on Valentine's Day.
What'd you get? What'd he get you?
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Is it an IPO for AI Energy?
Necklace. Oh, that's so cute.
Open it up, open it up. It's got a picture of Jack's nutsack in there.
So cute. Look at this.
The Vince McMahon of energy drinks. Oh, he is very Vince McMahon-esque, huh? That's a good comparison. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on AI energy. It might just sweep in and be the next big one. It's already off to a booming start with one article being written about it from Beverage Digest. And it's one sentence. People cannot wait for Jack Owok's return. How do I get it? Do I have to mint it on the blockchain or something? It doesn't have its own website or anything. You and I set the beverage industry ablaze, creating... Yeah, this is what you said in the video, too. This looks like one of those fake Flash games, like the Meet and Fuck Kingdom. But you just meet and have sex with Jack Owok, I guess.
Please spread the word, my friends. My wife and I appreciate all of your overwhelming love and support. Together, you and I revolutionize the consumer products industry with literally billions of followers through our vast 1,000 plus creator and influencer social media army. We love our influencers and creators. Our novel products, marketing, distribution, and manufacturing innovations resulted in Bang Energy eclipsing its first $1 billion in sales faster or as fast as Tesla. Sorry, my man Elon. Bang beat you by 4 years. Nike beat Nike.
I like how even on his AI energy drink site, he's still just talking about Bang. Overtly corrupt South Florida bankruptcy community. He's talking about, I'm innocent. I did nothing wrong. Oh, also, get AI energy. Why is he making AI videos of himself? He could just say it. Because it's AI energy and he's showing the power of AI.
In concert to improve motivation and mood. These components also increase critical neurotransmitters, including dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and acetylcholine. These neurotransmitters play key roles.
Why does he look like a baby? Looks like a baby man here.
And memory and improved brain and body.
De-aged him too far.
Way beyond caffeine alone. Thank you for your support.
I'd love to see what a real can of this looks like. But I don't think it actually exists. Is this it? Or is this AI? Oh, here we go. My prayers have been answered. It's right around the corner. I feel like smoking would be healthier than drinking this.
Feel-good sensation will excite beyond your wildest imagination.
He's just saying actually nothing. Nothing he has said right now means anything. Oh, they become experts in artificial intelligence. By that, Jack means they generated a few Shrek memes using Midjourney. Because artificial intelligence is increasing at such a geometric and exponential rate, human intelligence will likely never keep up. However, I do believe AI energy combined with other factors like practicing an instrument or sport or engaging in other repeated critical thinking activities has the potential to increase brain power and human intelligence, both acutely and over time. He has the gall to say that drinking AI energy is going to help increase brain power and human intelligence to compete with AI. Why are you even calling it AI in the first place, Jack? This has nothing to do with AI. AI doesn't even look good. Isn't this guy a billionaire? Well, yeah, but he's generating these himself. He is literally making these himself. It's written by AI. Probably. I have 30 years statements in the article have not been evaluated by the FDA. Consult a healthcare provider. Yeah, this is just normal disclaimer stuff. That's pretty cool, Jack. Pretty fucking cool. Order it. I was thinking about it, but I don't even know if it'd be fun as a joke. I feel like it's just gonna be dangerous. This is Jack Owok Unchained. No supervision. This man would sneak nicotine and fucking Fent into these. I don't know. I don't think it's worth. I'll wait to see if people survive the first wave. They're not going to stores. Since he's not selling them in stores, there's not going to be any real oversight. He's just selling them online. It'll be like pink sauce. It'll be like pink sauce in a can.
How far would you go to be the best? The number one in your industry? You've got to be willing to put everything on the line. And today's story is about a man who did just that. A man with dreams to be the number one bouncy castle business. He wanted to be the jumping castle god. but unfortunately, he flew a little too close to the sun and his wings burned up. Well, not really his wings. He just burned up every business that also sold jumping castles. He committed a series of arson attacks on rival bouncy castle businesses. His name is James Balcom, and he looks like a silly character you'd make with the Dark Souls character creator. He's currently serving an 11-year sentence for all of this, and I just found the whole story so wild. I legitimately feel bad for all of the rival businesses because a few of them lost their entire business to his arson attacks. So there were very real victims and very real trauma from it, from having their literal place of work be lit on fire and fucking incinerated by this madman, this lunatic. So I wanted to go over this story here because it's a weird one. Did you see the video on Melbourne's bouncy castle king that was jailed over a string of fire attacks on his rival bouncy castle businesses? Oh my god, what? Anderson threw a Molotov cocktail through a smashed window at a business, causing a huge blaze that engulfed the factory and destroyed 110 jumping castles. And it looks like he's going to jail. And it looks like he's done quite a few of these. This is very interesting. This happened last month. You've been holding out on me? Why didn't you tell me about this? Jumping castle operator jailed over arson attacks on Melbourne rivals. James Balcom set on destroying rival businesses that if one fire caused minor damage, he commissioned another. Wow. He desired to be the #1 in Melbourne's jumping castle game, and it's seen him jailed for up to 11 years over a series of arson attacks. What a crazy thing to commit your life to, being the #1 jumping castle guy. The whole bouncing castle cartel. It's so weird. It seems like most often the most unhinged business people are the ones in like the children's entertainment center or sphere. Like the bouncy castle guys running like an arson unit to take out competitors. Surprised this isn't from Florida. Fucking true. Amen. I am almost disappointed it's not from Florida, if I'm being honest. The County Court of Victoria heard that Balcom, whose company Awesome Party Hire was ranked #1 on Google after he commissioned the attacks on rival businesses, was arrested after he ordered that his own shed be torched. Galaxy Brain covering his tracks. No, I'm not the one behind the arson attacks. Look, someone lit my empty shed on fire last night. We have to put a stop to fucking Firefly ASAP. Please, God, anyone, the Human Torch has gone loose. He's rogue. Only way to stay on top. I would argue the only way to stay on top is to legitimately be the best jumping castle business as opposed to the only one that's not lit on fire. For example, let's say I'm in the market for getting some bouncy castles and I really want high quality product. I'm checking Google and Awesome Party Hire's #1. But then I scroll down and it says like all of the ones underneath it are literally cremated. I'd be like, this is fishy. I'll just get a bigger birthday cake. Fuck the castle. I feel like there'd just be like a very big red flag if that is the only jumping castle business that's left standing. 3 days after a March 2017 fire, Anderson was arrested and subsequently named Balcom as the instigator of the blaze and the attacks on rival businesses. Oh, so this has been going on for a while. Balcom, 58, appeared on Thursday by video link from prison in the county court where he was jailed for up to 11 years. Balcom has already served 2 years and 5 months and will be eligible for parole after 7 years and 10 months. Damn. They got him. I really am imagining like a Godfather situation. Like, it really seems so fucking intense in the bouncy castle game. You come to me on the eve of my daughter's birthday party and light my bouncy castle business on fire. You got some nerve. It's a dirty game in a cruel world. Yeah. It's not easy to put a smile on the face of children. It comes at a cost. And that cost is fire and flames. They're bouncing on the backs of the corpses of other bouncy castle businesses that came before them. And they don't even know it. It impacted the livelihood of others and caused significant loss, suffering, and emotional trauma. Yeah, I mean, yeah, arson will do that to you. One business was targeted 3 times.
At that point, just hire full-time firefighters on standby. That is so interesting. What does he look like? I want to look him up. Oh, wow. This... I imagine you also got an image in your head of some, like, lunatic-looking guy. I'm just going to tell you right now, he looks exactly like the image you have in your head. This looks like an AI-generated arsonist. What the fuck? It's always the people you least expect, I suppose. Jesus. Why is his head so pointed? I don't know, man. I didn't create him in the Street Fighter 6 character creator. I have no idea. I didn't work on these sliders. He got done dirty, though, I'll tell you that much. God, this is so powerful. You became very successful in the jumping castle industry, but you also became completely fixated and obsessed with it. It consumed your every waking moment, Court Judge Stuart Bales told Balcom. You became the Dark Knight. You fell right into the Joker's palms. You're better than this, James. Gotham deserved more. Is that a mugshot? Yeah, he's already served 2 years of his sentence. So this must have been when they brought him in. They probably had to drag him kicking and screaming out of his bouncy castle. 110 jumping castles ignited and lost in an instant. Jesus, they lost their entire business from that. Have you seen the Scentbird CEO? She does a podcast with her eyes closed to talk to spirits and said Hitler wasn't bad. What? The Scentbird CEO does this. Wait. I know Scentbird. Yeah, wait, you're right. The Scentbird CEO claims to be a spiritual medium. Or, sorry, not a spiritual medium, a spiritual guru. The co-founder of the Netflix for Fragrance, Mariah Nuraslamova, has been moonlighting as a spiritual influencer. Comments on extraterrestrials, The Matrix, and Hitler have recently attracted negative attention. Your teeth are not randomly crooked, there is a spiritual meaning. Every little aspect of the tooth is a map, right? This sounds beautifully unhinged. You see they found a cave on the moon? Oh, we got moon troglodytes now? That's pretty cool. This is I can't find the clips anywhere else right now, so right now, completely reliant on the YouTubers here to bless me with this info. I want to see these readings.
Version of the Matrix will be the default one. The 5th version of the Matrix is actively being incubated, and according to Maria, it's showing really good signs and is looking promising.
Now there is a new version of the Matrix that's being currently incubated. The 5th version of the Matrix.
Matrix
and,
5?
That one is showing signs of really good promise, so...
Maria mentions having a direct...
Wait a minute, I need to go to our website. There's a Matrix 5 dropping? This is Maria. She is the CEO of Scentbird, which I think many of you have probably seen through YouTube sponsors. They were pretty big on influencer marketing, from what I recall.
So when you are inviting black into your body, you're not inviting demons, God forbid. You're not inviting evil into your body. You are inviting this moldable substance that contains all life inside, that contains all light inside, that contains the entire spectrum of everything.
Okay, so she's about to cast a hollow purple. I don't really care about that. Where did she do, like, the spiritual readings, like where she talks about Hitler and everything? I don't need to know about her curse technique.
I mean, I'm in the presence of an architect, of the Great Architects Council of Light, but sadly
that is big.
The case.
That is
that
big.
Automatically crushed while listening to her guided meditation for an ultimate womb detox. And
whoa, an ultimate womb detox? Whoa, hey, hold on, I can use that.
Hello, my darlings, and welcome to Our Sacred Universe, a podcast where we meditate together.
I'm ready.
Today I wanted to offer you a womb healing practice.
Thank you.
Our womb space is where we deposit a lot of our hurt, a lot of our pain, a lot of our suffering. But a womb space, or if you will, our sacral space,
I have
something that everyone has.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
If you haven't checked out my book yet,
no, hold on. I don't need the hashtag ads here. Just give me my womb needs a little bit of assistance here.
Keep breathing in and out.
Imagine I just have a full body
using the
orgasm
power
from
of
this.
your breath to ground and center yourself. Invite the healing vibrations of the universe to enter the sacred space of your womb.
How do
Through your breath.
See, like, we skip a step. How do I invite the healing vibrations of the universe to fuck my womb or whatever? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I send out the distress signal? That's where these guided meditations always fall apart for me. Like, they make it sound like it's so easy that I can just call upon healing vibrations. Like, I'm not a shaman. Like, can you call it for me? Thanks for membership, Oz. Book a reservation. Yeah, what availability do the healing vibrations have in the universe? I imagine they're probably pretty booked up. Why are you detoxing your womb? It sounded helpful. If you're just tuning in, to give you context, this individual, Maria, is the CEO of Scentbird, which is actually a pretty big company, or at least it was. I don't know if it still is. And according to Chatter, the Scentbird CEO has found herself into some controversy because of this line of work, where apparently she was saying that Hitler wasn't bad through her spiritual guru sessions. And I'm trying to locate that, but I'm getting all, like, sidetracked here, going through these alternate branching paths in the visual novel. So I'm still looking for that, but it's such an interesting tangent. Big thanks to OperaGX for sponsoring this video. OperaGX is the browser you see me use every single night on stream. It's just my go-to browser, and it has so many features that I just really have come to know and love. Obviously, the one that I always preach about, because it's the one I'm most enthusiastic about, is the fact that OperaGX is not a resource hog like Chrome and other browsers. It is so lightweight but so powerful, and the GX mods that it offers are super fun, so you can really customize it to make it feel like your own and make it feel super unique. There's just so many things you can change and tinker around with. There's so many different ways of integrating extensions that you're already used to in other browsers to seamlessly transition them into Opera. They have the GX store. They just have so many features. The hot tabs killer, forcing things to go from flashbang into forced dark mode, so you don't have to go to a new website and then just get blinded by a bright light. It's just the best browser, in my opinion. So, big thanks to OperaGX for sponsoring this. You can download Opera right now for free by clicking the link in the description. The dark truth about coffee, it is a toxin that darkens your aura? What? Coffee is bad for your aura?
It also darkens our aura as it does. As it does so, as it works with our body. So it's almost like when coffee gets into your aura, it creates these little anchors or these little dots of itself. It's almost like it gives an energetic imprint into your body.
What?
And though that energetic imprint is kind of what causes an addiction, because it's gonna.
The energetic imprint is what causes an addiction, and it darkens our aura through that. How the fuck does it touch my aura?
When you evolve.
Okay.
Over time, what ends up happening to your soul is you accumulate more and more light in your body. So you grow and expand, and you grow and expand by accumulating more light and kind of releasing darkness, if that makes sense. Over here,
it makes so much sense,
a lot of
actually.
things in your life are dependent on how much light you can hold within your body, especially if you're on spiritual path. For people that are able to hold on a lot of light in their auric fields, their spiritual gifts open up. Their abundance channels open up. Their talents open up. Essentially, like their higher selves come through, and then the body is considered clean. So your higher self is willing to inhabit more of your physical body.
What is happening?
And therefore, you will always have connected. You become a channel.
That's a lot to process. She's blowing the lid wide open on what it means to be alive. Your higher self gave you this name for a reason. I mean, it's my dad's name. Is that the reason my higher self gave it to me? These are so interesting. I'm never going to find the video where she's apparently talking about Hitler. I'm just going to keep going down these wacky fucking titles. Why did my higher self name me Charles?
Hello, my darlings.
I feel like it's because it's my dad's name.
This is Maria. The topic for today is Maria.com. All right, the mystery of the name. This is kind of a fun topic.
It's not a mystery.
That is
It's just not a mystery for like most people.
I don't think it would be vowels and the consonants in the name, through the letters in the name. connects you to certain aspects of universal flow, universal energy, if you will.
Huh?
And because you're so attached in a good way to your name, you have a claim over those energies.
Okay, I claim all of the energies of CHARLE and S. No one else can have them. That's my domain now, and I'm kicking everyone else out. Eliminate pain and heal a specific organ or part of your body. Teaching you how to use the Force. Are you a star seed? Yes. One thing that did come up, though, is called the Karma of Atlantis. It's time to release it. Here's how you can do it right now. Like, raise Atlantis myself? I can do that?
Favorite YouTubers have promoted a brand that normally wouldn't show up on my scam/problematic radar scanner.
Scentbird.
Yeah, I told you it was a big thing. Told you that.
That at least outwardly, because the CEO of Scentbird, Maria Nurislamova, stinks.
Our bodies choose to miscarry children.
Oh.
It's not an accident that happens. It's a choice. If people were to align with their life purpose, we would see a lot less cancer on planet Earth. You could heal yourself from any disease. I don't care if it's cancer. I don't care if it's AIDS. It could be whatever. But you could heal yourself in the span of under 7 days.
We're going to talk about the spiritual reasons for being overweight.
Like Adolf Hitler, who's one of the poster children for like being an evil person. Do you know how many millions of souls benefited from learning from the experience that he has created? So is he evil? Not really. I don't think so.
Wow, Maria. Those spiritual sessions are sending you down the loony path.
A lot of hidden agendas by the powers that be. And those hidden agendas remain hidden because there is not enough heart space energy in humanity to be able to bring them to light. The heart energy is always the energy of light. The heart energy is always the energy that essentially you emanate your energy from the heart. The heart is one of those energies that if your heart is activated internally, you can heal your whole body in the matter.
I will say, if your heart isn't activated, you're probably not watching this video in the first place. You are dead. Most likely. Bearing some, like, very fringe cases.
That is the power of the heart. It changes your internal ecosystem and it changes your external ecosystem. It just does. It is meant to. It is.
Well, who knew? Who knew? It's like breathing techniques from Demon Slayer, but for your heart. It can do anything. It's just like a bunch of gobbledygook. It's like, there's nothing that binds these statements together. It's just like a random assortment of words that have no real meaning. This is the problem when I'm looking through pages like this. I get so distracted by so many cool titles. She has one here called Babies Control How Long Their Birth Is. Like, this is unhinged. God damn it.
That's why certain births take so long, is in the state of resistance. If the baby's in a state of fear, if the baby doesn't want to access their masculine energies, the birth process is going to take longer. That's why someone...
Wait, what? The baby doesn't want to tap into its masculine energies, so it doesn't want to be birthed? What the fuck? The baby comes out like scoops of, like, creatine. What in the world? Shit's not even born in amniotic fluid, it's just like a bunch of, like, trin. What is this? What is she talking about? This isn't even spiritual.
I have a hard time answering the question about evil because there is such a big gap between how humanity perceives good versus evil and how, you know, even beings in the seventh dimension perceive.
The seventh dimension? Who's in the seventh dimension?
The higher self perceives.
Glorbus? Like, who are you communicating with in the seventh fucking dimension?
Stepping back. Let's say your higher self wants to understand murder.
Should be easy
It's just
to understand.
A fascinating subject for your higher self.
Okay.
If it wants to understand murder,
Jesus Christ.
the angle. So your higher self may choose to come as a victim, as the mother of the victim, as the father of the victim.
Why?
As the teacher of the victim.
Why would it want to? So, based on what I've gathered, very limited exposure to her spiritual guru benevolence, it seems like she believes you are the product of your higher self wanting to be experimental. So when something bad happens, it's because your higher self is trying to learn about it. So here, she's using murder as an example. So if you are someone who gets murdered or associated with the victim of a murder, it's because your higher self wanted to be in that position. It was all predestined because your higher self wanted to be present for it, to learn about it. Which is the dumbest idea ever. That's actually the stupidest fucking idea.
And by the way, like, look at Hitler. He's one of the poster child children for, like, being an evil person. Do you know how many millions of souls benefited from learning from the experience that he has created? So
The
here,
world serpent has awakened?
you know,
Like the
like,
tier 1
look
hell
at
and Goldie.
a character like him and be like, oh, he's completely evil. And upstairs, his experience was one of the greater, you know, sources of knowledge of 3D planet Earth warfare.
3D planet Earth warfare.
And that is benefiting
What?
so many different souls on their.
This is a very interesting take, Maria. So, there's a lot to unpack there, Maria. There's a lot to process. The healing vibrations of the universe have not been kind to her frontal lobe. Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Evolutionary path. So is he evil? Not really. I don't think so.
So interesting. So just it means that some higher selves choose to take this path, and it seems like it's maybe a bit less desirable than other ones because we don't have that many murderers and mass murderers especially, right? But they still choose to do so for their own development. Like,
well, do you want me to give you an even better example?
Yeah.
That was an incredible
Do you
example,
think playing
Maria.
World of Warcraft is evil because you're killing things?
like in a computer game,
Yeah.
people don't think it's evil. Yes.
I know. Same logic. It's a computer game from higher self level. Like, fine. Like, I don't know. Any of those.
Same logic. Yeah, killing goblins in World of Warcraft is the same as Hitler for the Holocaust. You hypocrites. What an interesting character she is. Her higher self has very much done her a great justice. Her enlightenment is astounding. She's trolling. I don't know. She has a whole career based out of this, and apparently you can even pay for these sessions privately. But her main hustle is Scentbird, which, again, is a pretty popular product, or at least it was for a little while. She's the CEO of it. Or at least was.
RPG games, I think RPG is what they're called, right? Like, where you, like, go and, like, murder, you know, all kinds of beings.
They're not
which way through
beings.
Sunday,
They're
with all kinds
pixels.
of weapons, and you're like, I need this strength, and I need this skill, and let me have this gun, and I want a bigger gun, and even more bullets, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you go in, you may have murdered 1,000 beings.
They're not
on the
beings.
screen,
They're not real.
And then you go on your merry way, and nobody's pointing a finger at you at work and being like, this is a mass murderer. But how is that any different? So that's what I'm
That's
saying.
so
Like,
good.
What you perceive as
Oh
evil
my god.
is not the same experience. Now, you as an avatar, right? You as a person who chooses to play a game, you choose what game you want to play, right? Like, you may go and play Candy Crush. You may go.
She's so fascinating. Like she's dangerously stupid. Like, actually stupid to a level where it could be harmful to people around her. Like, there's nothing wrong with being, like, harmlessly dumb, but when you start to cross the threshold, the event horizon that she is, she's to the point where, like, she is actually probably a threat to the safety of those around her. Yeah, like, even her co-host is laughing at that. Alright, we don't have to continue down this rabbit hole. I'll stop. This kind of shit, though, is always just so interesting to me. The co-host is her husband, who is also co-founder and CPO of Scentbird. That must be a great relationship. Honey, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. And Maria comes out, no! Slaps the coffee mug out of his hands. It's gonna darken your aura! Remember what happened when you killed that level 6 thug in World of Warcraft? You're just like Hitler! Have you ever heard of Andy Owen? Well, you're about to. I'm gonna drag you kicking and screaming in front of an Andy Owen original here with this big meltdown that she had on video where she made an absolute fool of herself.
Now, Andy Owen is the head of Miller Knoll, which is the company most famous for their Herman Miller chairs. They're high-end chairs, and with the way people talk about them, I have to imagine that shit is made out of, like, unicorn hide or something. Like, it is actually fucking sewn with angel's tears. It must be so fucking comfortable with the way people rant about how amazing they are. I've never seen them, I've never tried them, so I don't really have a horse in that race on whether or not Herman Miller chairs are worth their price or whatever. But all I can tell you is Andy Owen is not worth her salary because she just embarrassed that whole company. In a nutshell, she had a video come out that surfaced where she was telling the employees that they need to stop worrying about not receiving company bonuses. They need to just do the work and everything's going to be all right. They need to focus instead on hitting their company's $26 million sales goal, and that's all that matters. Fuck bonuses, who cares? Meanwhile, she's getting a nearly like $4 million bonus herself. So the employee bonuses are kaput, but hers is still just fine. And her video is just so bad. And it was so bad, in fact, that she has already released an apology. In an email sent to employees, she said, "I want to be transparent and empathetic, and as I continue to reflect on this instance, I feel terrible that my rallying cry seemed insensitive. What I'd hoped would energize the team to meet a challenge we've met many times before landed in a way that I did not intend, and for that I am sorry. Nothing will lessen the power and strength of our collective team. My appreciation for each of you is huge, and I will continue to do everything I can to help us meet our shared goals. Thank you for your hard work, your grace, and for the commitment you show to one another and our company every single day." This is a big nothing burger. This is actual garbage. Like, as far as apologies go, this is about as insincere as it gets. This is corporate PR speak. It's not like she was giving a rallying cry. She literally just started vomiting, just diarrheaing out cliches and just worthless platitudes to her employees before getting visibly angry that her employees were upset about not getting a bonus. And then even told them to leave Pity City. So it's all stupid here. This apology is trash.
The most important thing we can do right now is focus on the things that we can control. None of us could have predicted COVID. None of us could have predicted supply chain. None of us could have predicted bank failures. But what we can do is stay in front of our customers, provide the best customer service.
Maybe I should really understand the situation beforehand. So this right now sounds like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with axing the bonuses last minute. After telling employees to leave Pity City over lack of bonuses. Damn. Actually dropped an unironic welcome to the wambulance. How about a side of French fries? Jesus Christ. CEO of the high-end furniture company is sparking backlash over video in which she exhorts employees to leave Pity City. After some asked about staying motivated in the absence of a company bonus, Andy Owen, whose company Miller Knoll sells the iconic Herman Miller Aeron chair, along with other upscale furniture, responded in a 1 minute 21 second clip. Okay, this is all about the clip. What's like the actual situation though? So it looks like she got a multi-million-dollar bonus and canceled all of the employees' bonuses. Okay. Is there any reasoning at all beforehand? Any like prerequisite lore I need to be familiar with? Doesn't seem like it. Also, Herman Miller chairs, I know, are like the holy grail of comfort for people. Matt, for example, can't stop talking about Herman Miller chairs. But I've never seen nor tried one.
Service we can. Get our orders out our door. Treat each other well. Be kind. Be respectful. Focus on the future because it will be bright. It's not good to be in a situation we're in today, but we're not going to be here forever. It is going to get better. So lead.
So many
example.
platitudes so
Treat
quickly.
people well. Talk to them. Be kind and get after it. Don't ask about what are we going to do if you don't get a bonus.
Oh, yeah, she's starting to get a little animated. She's literally just regurgitating the biggest fucking cliches of all time. Everything she said there was nothing but buzzword nonsense. Jesus Christ. It reminds me of that clip from that streamer who's like, well, why don't we just throw ourselves off a bridge? The world is dying. The animals are leaving. And that's okay because all we need is ourselves. And do you really need anything else? Or whatever. And then it goes into the Call of Duty montage.
What was that speech again? That's up there with like some of the greats, like "We choose to go to the moon." I think it was Invader Vice. I think she was the one that said it, right? Oh, here it is. The planet is dying, the government hates us, the animals are leaving, the aliens aren't contacting us, we might be alone, but that's okay because do you really need anyone else? And then 30 Seconds to Mars starts playing. There we go, found it. I just didn't feel like getting DMCA'd by 30 Seconds to Mars. Jared Leto coming in.
Get the damn $26 million. Spend your time and your effort thinking about the $26 million we need and not thinking about what you're going to do if we don't get a bonus. All right? Can I get some commitment for that? I would appreciate that.
Damn, she's
I
popping
had
off.
an old boss who said to me one time,
She's getting
you
upset.
can visit Pity City, but you can't live there. So people, leave Pity City. Let's get it done.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Damn. Welcome to Shitty City, population Andy Owens. God, good lord. I mean, I think it's totally reasonable, like, hey, can we have our bonuses? And also, why do you get a huge bonus? It seems like she doesn't even have a reason for withholding bonuses or canceling them or whatever. She's like, yeah, there's no bonuses. She doesn't understand people can't even afford to live in Pity City. True, I guess. Not without these bonuses. I also love someone in her position pretending like she's out there making the chairs. Like, alright, it's time we bring ourselves up by our own bootstraps here and start really getting to work on those chairs, alright? We don't need to focus on these bonuses, we just gotta put our head down and do it. As if she's out there with like a fucking wrench and screwdriver. I'll play the Invader Vi clip, but I'm not playing the one with 30 Seconds to Mars. That is like a fast pass to DMCA. I'm not even fucking with it. But here, I'll give the OG original. Damn, I didn't realize this was like 4 minutes worth of monologue.
Faking these things, and that I'm psychotic, that I'm 88 motherfucker, even more into the blanket for it, and I think that we can do it together.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know that I can't do it by my head, because I come in here every single day, covered in glitter, covered in sequins, covered in booty shorts, covered in nylons, so that I do not violate the terms of service, so that each and every one of you can have both
Oh my god. Oh my god.
so you can have a good time listening to me, playing with me, singing with me, smiling with me. You guys, a lot. I'm just throwing ourselves off a bridge.
Here we go, here it is.
What the fuck is stopping us from just throwing ourselves off a bridge and giving up and saying, yeah, the planet is dying.
Yes.
The government hates
Preach.
us. The animals are leaving. The aliens aren't contacting us. We might be alone. It just might be you and me. But that's okay, because do you really need anyone else?
And then 30 Seconds to Mars. Damn, that's a crazy speech though. Holy shit, she was in the zone. That was a flow state. I've never seen it in its entirety. I've only seen that ending. But why did she say all that? I don't know, man. I still don't know where the animals were going. There was just a whole lot to unpack with that speech. Have you ever heard the expression, saying goodbye is the hardest part? Well, it doesn't apply in this case. Saying goodbye is the easiest part, and also the happiest. Because today we say goodbye to John Riccitiello. He's not dead, but his reputation and career might be. And it should be. He should never work in the video game space again. He is a plague that infects it with the greediest, most outlandish ideas ever, and fundamentally ruins any type of goodwill the companies could ever muster. He has a worse reputation than E. coli. John Riccitiello sucks. Point blank. No reason to beat around the bush. I made a video talking about the Unity situation a couple weeks ago. I never gave the update in a separate video, but I'll just go ahead and give it now. I've talked about it on stream. Basically, the big drama that led to all this is Unity published some changes to how they're going to be doing business going forward. Is extremely fucking greedy, extremely ridiculous. There was a ton of backlash, and a lot of developers were making the switch to competing game engines and just abandoning Unity because they could no longer trust them, obviously. So, Unity did what the electric slide taught them to do. One hop this time, and take it back now. So, they walked back most of their changes, and put forth a more reasonable proposal, a more reasonable policy change,
where it would no longer be retroactively enforced, meaning any games that were made with the Unity engine prior to this new agreement are not subject to the new terms, the way it should be and should always be, as well as increasing the threshold that you need to reach to be subject to the changes in the fees and all that. Basically, they made a much more reasonable change. However, I don't think that exonerates them of the crime of cringe and greed. That was still an unforgivable sin that most people are still sore about because they did that out of nowhere and had no problems doing it either. No hesitation. They just dropped that shit and said, toodles. And that was that until the backlash was simply too much. And then they reluctantly had to change it. Now, John Riccitiello isn't solely responsible for that policy change, that greedy direction Unity tried to go. There were a lot of moving parts there. Once again, I mentioned Upper Echelon made a video covering it, and I still think his video on the situation is extremely informative, so if you want to know more about the inner workings that led to something like that, I highly recommend checking that out. But John Riccitiello is still the CEO, or was the CEO of Unity at the time, thus a leadership position for the company, the face of it. So, with the decision this detrimental, this apocalyptic, the doomsday that was brought forth from Unity, someone needed to shoulder most of the blame, and naturally that's going to fall on your CEO because that's kind of the face of your company. So John Riccitiello rightfully caught a ton of shit for that, and it seems today the decision to step down has been finalized, so he is no longer the CEO of Unity, which means he has done something unthinkable, something I wouldn't have ever imagined possible. He is a creature that was too greedy for EA, and now also too greedy for Unity. That's fucking mind-boggling. Almost impressive. Congratulations to John for making history here. For those that don't know, John, the money's gone Riccitiello, was previously with EA before Unity. And while there, he kicked around some pretty abominable ideas, such as charging per reload. His example was, we need to strike while the iron's hot, and when someone's in the middle of a game and they're shooting against an enemy, they run out of bullets and they need to reload, we charge them $1 for that reload, and they won't be price sensitive at that point because they're going to want to finish off the kill. I'm paraphrasing it, but I'm boiling down the point in a nutshell. Fucking charging per reload, he was listing as a gold standard example of great microtransactions. He also famously called developers fucking idiots if they didn't focus on microtransactions in their games. He's just an awful guy. He is the worst thing for gamers because he is someone that just wants to exploit the industry for selfish gain. But I'm not here to just keep talking about his past. Let's talk about John's future. Hopefully there is none in the video game space. I hope this is truly his last rodeo here with Unity. Why would you hire someone that keeps failing? His greed is insatiable and it fucking sinks companies. Well, it doesn't sink them, like Unity and EA haven't gone anywhere, but it ruins reputations. Why would you want him in a powerful position at your company? It's incomprehensible, but I already know he keeps failing upwards. He shouldn't have been working in the video game space after his bout with EA. He should have never even made it to Unity, but he did. So, I have a sneaking suspicion John will continue to fail upwards, and he'll probably land a CEO position at fucking Ubisoft next. Like, he will likely be in another position in the video game space and finding more and more creative, degenerate ways to squeeze money out of the consumers, and that's just the cycle's going to continue. That's my prediction, but I hope I'm wrong. He's like a cockroach, and I don't want to see him in the industry anymore. He sucks. It's great to see that he's no longer with Unity. Maybe Unity can get their shit together, but as I said in the previous video, I don't think this means people should trust Unity going forward. I really don't. It's not like John was the only problem here that led to this decision. It had to go through many different people and many different layers of the big business onion before it went into effect. So, them getting rid of John doesn't absolve them of all of the sin. It doesn't get rid of the root cause of the greed. It's just one of the symptoms that they treated here. So I think it's important people remember that. Unity isn't blameless here. They're not innocent. Unity and everyone that's still currently there in a position of power did play a role in that initial policy change that was extremely greedy and exploitative. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't think we can all just start trusting Unity again just so quickly. But I am happy to see that John is no longer at the helm of the company. They've already appointed an interim CEO. His name is James Whitehurst. I'm not super familiar with him or his work, but But I guess we'll see how all of that goes. John will continue to advise during the transition period, which isn't like abnormal or anything, so I guess we'll just see how Unity looks a year from now. Maybe it goes in a much healthier direction now that John's gone. Maybe his influence and his tendrils really spread deep at the company and infected a lot. And now with him gone, everything will be smooth sailing. That'd be nice, but yeah, we'll see. Just wanted to give a little update to this whole story here. That's about it. See ya.